I'd probably have to go with The Big Lebowski. I mean, The Big Lebowski, you definitely have to let it sit for a while. You can't just watch it once. Yeah, somebody has to make you watch it the third and fourth time. Maybe that's why I didn't like The Breakfast Club, because I've only seen it once and just thought it was okay. So, I don't know. Maybe there's more hidden in The Breakfast Club that I don't know about. So maybe that would change my mind. But for right now, I'm going with Lebowski.
Clockwork Orange and Mad Max. It's like, yeah, I really don't know what to say because I like them both really good, and I don't know if one could be better than the other. If one would win the sharp stick fight on the island, one would win. But I kind of feel like really, for me, I guess Mad Max would kind of win. It seems like Clockwork Orange should win because it's Stanley Kubrick and he thinks of everything. And that movie also kind of has, for being Clockwork Orange, it has everything in a way, like, that a movie should have. But it's kind of more of like a surreal kind of, like a parody feel of the violence. And Mad Max is kind of like a lower budget, let's just make the violence, like all the feelings in it, like the feelings in Clockwork Orange about the violence are all very fun, and the feelings in Mad Max about the violence are all very real and disturbing. Not like super, because it kind of has its kitschy moments obviously too, but that's just how it felt to me. Like the first Mad Max just ends with Johnny Boy going like, screaming and then kaboom,
Yeah.
And he gives him the saw at the end. Mm-hmm. So I think Mad Max, I guess that's where I went with it. Mad Max wins the sharp stick poking fight.
Rocky? What do you think about Rocky? What's your opinion?
Rocky is what it is. Rocky is about life. It's how we explain how we do what we do as men. And sometimes you gotta prove a thing, but you're not trying to prove anything. In the fact, you gotta be strong because that's your role. And that's why we love Rocky.
Go ahead.
Rocky, I watched all 5 last weekend. It's the best film from the city. Man.
We named my dog Buckus after Rocky's dog.
I like Rocky. It's a good underdog story. Local boy makes good. It's very enjoyable.
I've never been able to finish the movie because it's kind of boring.
You need to know?
Your opinion on the film Rocky?
Rocky, I've seen all of them, and it's awesome, man. It depicts Philadelphia back in the day. He's got Sylvester Stallone just played the role so well. He had the whole Philly attitude. Just how he depicts boxing and the life and how it is, just like the hardships of just everyday life. He depicted it perfectly. The role he played was amazing. Thank you so much. The movies were awesome. The last couple movies he made weren't as good, older and times have changed, but the series itself, man, all the movies were just incredible. One thing I do not like about the whole Rocky thing is how most of America, they sorry, I stuttered here, but how they cling to Rocky being Philadelphia. Rocky is not Philadelphia. Yes, the movie was made in Philadelphia, but it's not all Philly. It's not just, Rocky is not Philly, and Philly is not Rocky. It's just a movie made in Philly, and, now that I'm on film, I'm having a hard time saying it. It's just I don't like how America clings to the fact that, because Rocky was made in Philly, that the movie is Philadelphia, and it's not the case. The art museum, running up there, I think it's stupid how people think, oh, that's the big thing about the art museum. No, the art museum is an art museum. And just because Rocky or Sylvester Stallone ran up it in the movie does not mean that everybody in America who visits Philadelphia has to run up and put their hands up going, "Hey, Rocky!" You know what I mean? That's just my opinion.
Go on, one more time.
I'm sorry, I love Rocky. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, all of them.
Cheers. Cheers.
Classic.
Classic. Classic.
Classic.
Classic.
Good movie.
Okay.
The original Rocky's a pretty fantastic movie. Summing up the Philadelphia experience, I would say Rocky Balboa is a great follow-up in that regard. Rocky 2, I could give or take. Rocky 3 and 4, both great movies. Different kind of movies, Rocky 4 especially. Rocky 5, less said the better. Rocky 4 had a robot though. There's a robot, a transgendered robot. So that's all you need to say about Rocky 4. Russians and transgendered robots. Thanks.
Rocky 1, I was at the opening December of 1976. The night before I went to Puerto Rico, I went to the movie in New York, packed house, everyone stood and applauded. It was the most amazing movie probably of all time, in the top 10 I'm sure. Fantastic, to this day, still unbelievable.
I thought the film was wonderful. It's a classic, and I also love it because my 3 sons, their last name happens to be Rocky. Hey, Rocky!
I just don't know.
Never watch it?
No, I've never watched it. I guess because I mostly watch cartoons. That's probably why.
Rocky is actually based off of Joe Frazier, more so or less, and we're still waiting for Joe Frazier's statue. Rocky was a good movie, but not a telling of the story. I lived around the corner from where they used the gym.
Rocky is a big inspiration for me to keep going in life.
Positive, made me feel good, made me feel like a winner.
I don't really have an opinion on Rocky. I think I've seen it maybe once. It was okay, I guess. But.
Okay. I guess as someone living in Philadelphia now, I think it's a really interesting portrait of a different time in Philly. So watching it now, it's interesting.
I couldn't get him to do it on tape, but I just had a very angry man tell me Rocky can suck my ass, but he walked away before I could get him to do it. So.
You know, Rocky can suck my ass.
Rocky, yeah, I haven't seen it in a long time. I loved it, Talia Shire. I don't understand why the little boy's so unattractive, though. That's it. That's all I got. Is that the one where he fights Mr. T? No. Okay. Dolph Lundgren? Wait, the Russian guy? When is that? That's 4?
Later, yeah.
Back further. Jesus, who does he fight?
Apollo Creed.
Apollo Creed. Yeah, I don't remember the movie except that I ran up the steps at the art museum and went like this.
Is the real boxer. Then you got a fucking statue of Rocky, and that's cool, but then everyone waits in line to take a picture with a statue of a guy that never existed. So where's the statue of Joe Frazier?
Do an impression.
Fine, go ahead.
Well, I think he speaks to machismo culture. People really like that, but it also sometimes makes people feel like they can't cry. It's a sad world. Cry on.
Rocky's not a good defendant. I mean, I've never even seen it.
From Philly, and the movie Rocky is all good, but after the third one, it's a
Rising up, back on the street, in my time, took my chances. Went the distance, now I'm back on my feet. Just a man and his will to survive. So many times it happens too fast. You can trade your passion for glory. Don't lose a grip on your dreams of the past. You must fight just to keep them alive. It's the eye of the tiger, it's the thrill of the fight. Rising up through the talons of a